Hey guys, what's up? So I wanted to take a bit of time today to give you guys a quick update on some more information about what to expect after your first laser hair removal treatment. So it's been about 5 days, and pretty much most of the hairs that you could see on my face the first day that were actually still out that needed to kind of finish coming out did come out that night. However, as you can also see looking at that area of my face, it frankly looks a lot worse than usual. So this is something that's absolutely completely normal, but will probably freak a lot of people out on their first time, so I wanted to make sure and let you guys know about it, because the place I went to didn't actually tell me specifically about this, but I had been to consultations at other places before which did. So basically what you're seeing here is just more fallout. There's probably a little bit of that hair that's actually hairs growing out, but for a large part of it, most of the especially really dark areas that you see are actually just fallout, which is dead hair, dead follicle, that's trapped under the skin right now, or just kind of trying to push out, but it's not quite out enough yet to just fall. So this is completely normal, and you should be expecting it. Your face is actually going to look hairier than it usually does for the first little bit after your first treatment. Now, in addition to the black burnt out hairs and follicles that you can actually see pushing out, you'll notice that there's actually like a really dark tinge to some of the skin around where it just kind of looks gray. And that is actually fallout that's trapped under the skin, and the skin is actually kind of built over it a little bit. That eventually does come out. It takes a bit longer, and it doesn't generally need a lot of helping or anything. The most annoying part of it is that it is a bit bumpy in texture. It does form these little bumps all over the place, and especially if like you're wearing makeup, it'll make your face look really scaly in that area. Unfortunately, there's not really much that you can do about it. You don't want to mess with it or anything past just normal exfoliation, but that definitely is something that you can do to help. Personally, I use St. Ives apricot scrub on my face every day in the shower. I just put it on with my hands and rub it around, and then I take one of those exfoliating facial scrubber thingies and go over the whole area with that, and it does seem to be helping with it. The main thing you want to avoid is like trying to pick or scratch or pop anything, or trying to like pull or tweeze any hairs out. You don't want to do any of that. If you do have hair that's kind of starting to come out, but it's not really wanting to come out all the way, and you want to do anything about it so it's not just sticking out there, you can shave after the first 48 hours. Now, in addition to the bumps that look like these, you may also notice, especially like right after it, you may see some of the little pimple-like bumps that you would normally associate with an ingrown hair, like the little white heads that you wouldn't necessarily be able to squeeze out, but that you would usually just be able to scratch off and get to the hair underneath. You don't want to mess with those either. I know, it's annoying, it's irritating as fuck, but just trust me, with normal exfoliation, everything will work itself out and you'll be golden. Now, I also can't overstate the importance of remembering that the amount of hair that's actually going to be in the follicle during each laser treatment you get is going to be pretty much completely random. So on any individual treatment, whether it's your first, your last, or anything in between, it may hardly remove any hair, or it may remove most of the hair. Generally, for most people, 6 treatments should be all it takes to get rid of everything, although that's of course going to vary depending on the person. And of course, remember to avoid the sun as much as possible, put sunscreen on and or cover your face if you absolutely have to be in the sun, and that's really about it. Now, one thing that is definitely irritating even once you get past the scaly bumpy look is the fact that the shadow is going to be darker for a little while all that burnt material is pushing its way out. So the best thing that you can do for that, as far as just appearance wise, if you want to minimize that shadow, is of course orange concealer, which cancels out blue and dark tones, and of course I do have a tutorial on that already. I should probably also mention that the NYX brand that I used is actually no longer manufacturing orange foundation, but there are still definitely manufacturers who do produce it. I know that there's 2 brands that have orange concealers available at Sephora, and you can probably find cheaper brands just, by Googling around for orange concealer. Now, you've probably noticed that my shadow on my videos recently, and probably for the next little bit, is really noticeable, but that's just because I'm actually totally out of orange concealer and completely broke and can't really afford to get any right now. But as you can easily see if you go and watch my tutorial video on that method, it is extremely effective, and you can see that in most of my other videos and photo shoots and things like that as well. As always, thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, be yourself.